on. You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, man. Peep game, man. All right, man. I want to do a video that John Boxing put out. I listened to it about maybe 15 minutes ago. Real good video, man. Real good video. Really enjoyed listening to it. He spoke a lot of facts and truths about the video. In case you guys don't know, John Boxing put out a video in regards to Manny Pacquiao's career. He basically said that he think Manny Pacquiao's career should be investigated based off Manny Pacquiao's, ties to performance-enhancing drugs, and how he reacted when he was asked. Well, actually, Manny Pacquiao has never been really asked have he ever used performance-enhancing drugs, and I'll get to that in a minute. Boxing has protected him from that question. Skip Bayless won't ask him. Nobody else won't ask him, but I'll get to that in a minute. Now, with that being said, I agree with John Boxing 100% about Manny Pacquiao's career should be investigated, because keep in mind, Manny Pacquiao started at 108 or some shit like that. I can't remember exactly what weight class he started at, but Manny Pacquiao was a dude when he fought at those lower weight classes. Manny Pacquiao's only 5'5", and this dude went up like 8 weight classes. He's a naturally small dude. And let's just face the fact, man. Can we just cut the shit, man? Fighters like him are not known for having like tremendous punching power and all this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Something wasn't right about that dude from the gate. And keep in mind, Manny Pacquiao wasn't a one-punch knockout dude. He was the dude that used to just throw a lot of punches. He'd overwhelm you and basically just sort of like break you down. Because Manny Pacquiao was a dude, he was mostly a headhunter. Manny Pacquiao wasn't the dude that went to the body. Manny Pacquiao never really had a jab, never really, went to the body. He was just a headhunter. And as you can see, when he fought certain type of fighters, that would cost him. So, but anyway, go to Manny Pacquiao's earlier fights. This is the guy, like I said, that got put on his ass with a jab at a lower weight class. Then he got knocked out with a body blow. Then all of a sudden, this dude starts moving up in weight and developing this tremendous punching power. Now, before somebody even tries to type up the Floyd and the IV thing, keep in mind, the commission said Floyd didn't do anything wrong. Manny Pacquiao was told 7 days in advance that Floyd needed an IV. They knew about it, so don't even try it. Everybody said they knew about it. And of course, Manny Pacquiao tried to play this game that he didn't know when everybody knew that he knew. But then he tried to play sympathetic figure, trying to make it look like that was the difference in the fight. Shit, no, you just got beat. If the fight would have happened 5 years ago, you would have got beat. If it would have happened 8 years ago, you would have got beat. Because you just couldn't beat Floyd Mayweather because he's better than you. Always have been, always will. But anyway, like I said, this dude, he just started developing this superhuman strength. Look at Manny Pacquiao's punch count and some of his, earlier fights. He'd throw about 600-700 punches. Then all of a sudden, as he goes up to the 140 and the 147, all of a sudden this dude is throwing 1,200 punches, 1,000 punches, 900 punches, 800 punches. All of a sudden this dude is busting people's eye sockets and all that type of shit. Where did that come from? He's always been a solid puncher, but he wasn't the puncher he was against Miguel Cotto. I knew when he fought Miguel Cotto, when I looked at how his body looked, I knew the dude wasn't legit. I knew something wasn't right about that dude. And I think a lot of people knew it. And keep in mind, the shit Manny Pacquiao would take, you would only have between a 48 and 72 hour window to catch it. I mean, if he takes the shit like a week before the fight, and then he takes a drug test immediately after, the shit is already out of his system. Now, keep in mind, when everybody was first asking him to fight Floyd Mayweather, you know, he seemed like he was up for it. Then all of a sudden, when Floyd asked him to take random drug tests, then all of a sudden, you heard him say this shit about he's scared of tattoos. He's scared of needles, but he has tattoos. You just heard all this crazy shit. How the fuck are you scared of needles, but you got fucking tattoos? So what, you got put to sleep when you got those tattoos? You sure seen that had a lot of them. So that didn't make any kind of sense. You just heard all kind of excuses and shit. You know, getting your blood drained before a fight would weaken you and all that type of crazy shit. You just heard all kind of crazy shit coming out of Manny Pacquiao's camp. And then all of a sudden, why was they so outraged when somebody asks you to take random drug tests? If you not doing that, what'd you get so mad for? It's the same as Rick Rowley in baseball, you know, the dude that used to work for ESPN. Now, keep in mind, look, let's just cut the shit. We not even gonna have this discussion about baseball. I'm just giving y'all an example. We're all intelligent people. We all know all those baseball players was fucking using performance-enhancing drugs. Come on, man. Well, most of them. It didn't take no book by Jose Canseco to be like, oh my God, you mean they were using steroids? Man, come on, man. And as far as Jose Canseco go, Jose Canseco will always be a fucking coward and a fucking snitch. He didn't write that book outing people because it was the right thing to do. He did it because he was mad he couldn't get another job in baseball, because he wanted to get a job where he could get, like, I think he was like 20 homers away from 500 home runs, and he felt like he wanted to get that. That'll be a milestone for him. So when he couldn't get signed, he decided to just rat everybody out. And that's pretty much all he did. But anyway, getting back to Manny Pacquiao. When Floyd asked him to take the random drug test, they freaked out. Okay, why all of a sudden you got so upset? You should have been like, sure. Now keep in mind, they're making you out to be this fan favorite, this good American guy, and you ain't even fucking American. You know, they wanted to make you the good guy, the whole good versus evil thing, and Manny ain't that damn good. Especially when you talk about his background, but no need to go into that. Okay, so, now, here we are. They trying to negotiate a fight with Floyd Mayweather. Manny Pacquiao pulled out of that fight at least 3 times because he didn't want to take random drug tests. The sticking point kept being how many drug tests and what was the margin in between drug tests. And then keep in mind, when Floyd asked him to do random drug tests, he said, okay, we'll do random drug tests, but we want to know when they're coming. So first of all, random drug tests mean randomness. That means they just show up pretty much whenever they feel like it. So it was a lot of bullshit in between the negotiations. We all remember that. But the only people that try to play these stupid games is Manny Pacquiao's punk ass fans that try to make it look like it was just Floyd's fault that the fight didn't happen. And we all know that it wasn't Floyd's fault that the fight didn't happen. Manny Pacquiao put that fight off for years, and then Freddie Roach finally admitted that it was Manny Pacquiao's fault that the fight didn't happen. But we already knew that anyway. And see what Manny Pacquiao and them kept doing. They kept trying to go to the media, trying to make it look like Floyd was the bad guy, and he really wasn't. Now, keep in mind, there was a whole lot of shit in between this random drug test. Remember the video I put out that Teddy Atlas said the Manny Pacquiao team did? That they contacted Floyd Mayweather, asking him to stop talking about steroids because it was bad for boxing. And then they kept saying, well, if Manny Pacquiao was to test positive for steroids, what would Floyd want to do? Which meant that there was a failed drug test with Manny Pacquiao. And you get a lot of these idiots talking about the Thomas Hauser thing and all that type of shit. But keep in mind, Manny Pacquiao offered to drop the lawsuit against Floyd Mayweather, the defamation of character lawsuit against Floyd Mayweather, if Floyd agreed to fight him with no random drug tests. Now, keep in mind, that's documented. And a lot of these dumbass Manny Pacquiao fans don't like to talk about that. And y'all can thumb down this video because this is fact. And then once again, let me say this once again. Floyd Mayweather gave Manny Pacquiao a 2,000-page affidavit about his drug test. And that dispelled the whole so-called three failed drug tests that he had that Thomas Hauser tried to put out about Floyd Mayweather. A lot of people didn't pick that story up because they thought that it would put Floyd in a position to sue Thomas Hauser and whoever put out that, publication. So they was worried about that shit. That's why that story never went big, because they technically didn't have any proof. And they knew that would, but then again, Floyd is the type of dude not to sue anyway until the shit about the Manny Pacquiao shit came out, because he was going to countersue Manny Pacquiao for his drug test records overseas. But he would have had to go through a lot of red tape to get those. So that's when so then afterwards, once again, Manny Pacquiao decided to start taking random drug tests. Then all of a sudden, this dude's punch output went down. And then we already know what happened with the Marquez fight. As soon as he started taking random drug tests, his punch output got lower and lower and lower. So explain that. Now, I'm just going to be truthful. I'm going to be truthful with y'all. As far as Manny Pacquiao go, they're not going to run an investigation on Manny Pacquiao's career. You know why? Because they already know, man. They know Manny Pacquiao used performance-enhancing drugs. They know he did. They know. It's fact. They know Manny Pacquiao used performance-enhancing drugs. Keep in mind, you guys, I'm a member of the media. I done interviewed boxers. I done been to gyms. I done talked to trainers. I interviewed a lot of people. They all know that Manny Pacquiao used something. The only people that's in denial is Manny Pacquiao, silly ass fans. And the lawsuit was bogus from the gate. Floyd Mayweather hinted that Manny Pacquiao used performance-enhancing drugs. And Paulie Malignaggi and Teddy Atlas flat out said Manny Pacquiao was on performance-enhancing drugs. Teddy Atlas flat out said it on ESPN. Why didn't he sue Teddy Atlas? Why didn't he sue ESPN? You know why? Because Manny Pacquiao knew it was true. He did use that shit. The whole Floyd lawsuit was just a fucking front and a smokescreen to try to pressure Floyd into fighting Manny Pacquiao without no random drug tests. Manny Pacquiao didn't even sue Floyd for a whole bunch of money. Okay? So yeah. They all knew. They all knew Manny Pacquiao was on that shit. The trainers that I didn't talk to, they know it. And I'm not going to say their names because I don't do shit like that. I'm not saying nobody's name, but they know. They done told me behind the scenes. Everybody in boxing know that dude was using that shit. Including his opponents. Okay? Real talk. But yeah, man. I just had to keep it 100 about that shit, man. But anyway, man, I'm out.